Okay, solving Rust's biggest problem.
Rust
Let's
has
go.
a huge problem.
Yeah, no
It's
shit.
extremely fast when executing code, but it can take eons to compile that code.
Dude, for a basic Hello World program, it takes seemingly so long comparatively to actually compile it the first time around. Fortunately, after the fact, like once you've got the first compilation, you're great for the most part, as long as you don't make like a bajillion changes to it afterwards. But oh my god, that first compilation is insane, even for something so small, like a bare minimum. Here, let me look. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shit. Hello world. Why do I not have cargo? Okay, so it turns out I didn't have cargo because I just installed everything on this machine, so we're doing like a fresh thing here. Okay, so cargo new, we'll just do a hello world, right? And then we'll cd into that. And then we will do, okay, actually, no, look at this. Cd source, and then, what is it, main? Yeah. Admin main. Okay, so look at this. This is very basic, right? The minimal, like bare bones representation, bare bones structure of a Rust program. So if we compile this, look at how long this takes for a simple piece of text. I mean, it's quick, relatively, like 2 seconds, but oh my god, it's lengthy. It is so lengthy for what it is. You do the same thing in C++ and it's instant almost.
This is a major pain point for developers and makes Rust the butt of many jokes. Fortunately, the Rust team has taken these concerns seriously and is on the verge of releasing the biggest improvement to the compiler to date.
Thank God.
Rust's compiler is actually pretty great. It's renowned for its helpful error messages which clearly tell you what went wrong, where it went wrong, and how to possibly fix it.
Yep. Dude, this is one of the reasons why I love Rust as much as I do, because it tells you everything you need. I don't want to say it holds your hand through the entire process, but it essentially does. Like, if you've got something missing or messed up in your syntax or whatever, it'll tell you exactly what it is you need to do to fix it, and it's great.
If that's not enough, you can also add flags like explain or verbose to get more detailed information. Developers love that. What developers don't love is long compile times. You see, to maintain Rust's very high safety and performance guarantees, the Rust compiler performs rigorous checks on your code, which slow down compilation. This is especially true for release builds, which include the highest level of optimization.
It's got to do the optimization.
When people complain about slow builds, they're almost always talking about the final release build, which is meant for production.
Even still, the development build, it takes a hot minute.
There are other scenarios like web development with hot module replacement, where slow compile times, even for small programs, can be difficult or annoying to deal with. Slow builds eat up your personal time and can cost you money if they're part of your CI/CD pipeline.
Hang on. Gotta throw in the relevant XKCD here. Number one programmer excuse for legitimately slacking off. My code's compiling. Hey, get back to work. It's compiling. Oh, carry on. Yeah. And with Rust, it is, oh, you have so much free time. It's great, except for when it's not.
Thankfully, the Rust team is aware of this issue, and even has a dedicated working group to solve this problem.
Oh, hell
Over the last 8 years, the Compiler Performance Working Group has been able to cut compile times by a factor of 3 by tackling some of the low-hanging fruit, like adding incremental compilation and parallelizing the compiler's backend. However, many fear that the steady decrease in compile times would soon start to plateau as they racked up these easy wins. But turns out there's still room for major improvements, especially on the front end. Rust's compiler is split into 2 parts. The backend is responsible for code generation and relies on LLVM. The front end handles parsing as well as type checking and borrow checking. As a result of a new experimental feature, the front end of the compiler is finally taking advantage of one of Rust's superpowers, fearless concurrency. By parallelizing the front end using Rayon, compile times have been cut drastically. On some codebases this feature was tested on, compile times were cut in half. So how can you take advantage of this new feature in your own code? For now, this feature is only available in the nightly compiler, and you have to opt in by using a flag. The recommendation is to use 8 threads because that's been shown to give good results. Note that these results can vary significantly, as some code is better suited for parallelization than others. On my M1 MacBook Pro, I was able to build the Tokyo codebase without this feature enabled in about 10 seconds. With the feature enabled, the build time decreased to about 8 seconds. Again, the results will vary depending.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's like a 2-second difference, but that's Every second counts. And this is like a minimal thing. This isn't an entire production application. Not that those really exist, because we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Depending on the codebase and the hardware and operating system you use. Also, spawning so many threads unsurprisingly means memory use increases. So make sure to benchmark your own code and see what it does for you. Overall, this is great news for Rust developers. Faster compile times mean improved developer productivity, faster iteration cycles, and faster/cheaper CI/CD builds. So be on the lookout for this major update to hit stable Rust later this year. In the meantime, test it out using the Nightly compiler and provide feedback to the Rust team. Before you go, make sure to get your free Rust cheat sheet at letsgetrusty.com/cheat sheet. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and remember.
Yeah, definitely going to have to take advantage of that, because the build times in Rust are utterly asinine, and it's like the one thing that makes me want to switch back into C++. So yeah, definitely going to be looking forward to this release. Like that's going to be a game changer.